In using VS Code for our development, we have access to something called Emmet Autocomplete. Emmet Autocomplete allows us to type in shorter versions of the things that we're trying to create on the page, and it does the rest for us. So the first piece of autocomplete I'm going to show you is for putting in some basic boilerplate in our HTML document. So what we can do is we can hit the exclamation point, and you'll see over here, this is what I'm going to get after I hit the tab key. So I hit tab, and then I get this whole HTML boilerplate, which is quite nice. So I'm going to tab through these and go to the document title, and we'll just call this Emmet Autocomplete. All right. Another way that we can use Emmet Autocomplete is to create specific, whoops, I misspelled that, to create specific tags in our document. So let's say that I wanted to create a div tag, for instance. I can just type in div and then hit tab again, and it will open up and close that tag for me. So if I wanted to put some content in there, I can type in lorem, and again we have this Emmet abbreviation right here. If I hit tab, it will just give me a bunch of placeholder content. All right, that's very nice. Now, let's say that I wanted to create a list with some other elements inside it. Emmet Autocomplete also makes this quite easy for us. So I'm going to create an unordered list element, and then I'm going to use this little angle bracket to specify that I want to have some things inside there. I want to have 3 different list items. So I'm going to do li and then asterisk 3. And you can see over here, this is what we're going to get once we hit tab. So if I hit tab, it will allow me to just insert all of the content that I want. So first item, second item, and then tab one more time, third item. So that's quite nice. The final thing I want to show you with Emmet Autocomplete is that we can even compose larger blocks of content that contain multiple different element types. So let's say that I'm trying to create an HTML table. So normally I would just type in table and then hit tab and be done with it. But actually I'm going to get a little more in depth than that. I'm going to say I want my table inside it to have a t-head section. And then I want that t-head section to have a table row inside of it. And then inside that table row, I want to have 3 table headers. So I'm going to do th times 3. And you can see over here, this is what we're building thus far. So we've got a row that has these 3 different headers inside it. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to create my t-body section. So the t-body should actually be on the same level as this t-head element. But right now, I'm inside this table row. So I need to go up 2 levels. To do that, I'm going to use this little hat character. So I'm going to do that twice, and then I'm going to create my table body. Now inside the table body, I want to have multiple rows. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use parentheses here, and I'm going to have a row inside of which has a number of table data elements. And since I have 3 headers in this case for my table, I want to have 3 table data as well. And then what I want to do is, let's say I want to have 4 different rows in the t-body. I can now multiply this times 4. And again, we can take a preview of what we're creating over here before we actually create it. So if I'm happy with that, and I am, I'm going to hit tab, and it will create that whole structure for me. So now I can just tab through and enter in all the content that I want. So first heading, second heading, third heading, and so on. And then this would be my first cell, second cell, third cell, and you get the drift. I could keep going through the whole thing here, but I'll allow you to do that. As you can see, Emmet Autocomplete is extremely powerful and something you want to invest a little bit of time into early on so that you can save yourself a lot of time later.